Have you ever noticed how the very first moments of your morning can decide everything that follows? Think about it. You wake up late, your phone is buzzing, your mind already racing through emails, bills, responsibilities. Suddenly, the entire day feels like a battle before it even begins. Stress becomes the lens through which you see every interaction, and by nightfall, you collapse into bed wondering, where did my peace go? But here's the paradox. The same morning could unfold in a completely different way. Imagine instead that you start in silence. You pause, breathe, and simply sit with yourself for a few moments. In that space, your mind softens, your heart steadies, and then, as you step into the day, everything feels lighter. Conversations flow more easily. Challenges don't weigh you down as much. Life begins to feel less like a storm and more like a river carrying you forward. Now here's what might surprise you. Buddhism sees these morning moments as sacred, not just self-care or a trendy routine, but a doorway, a chance to plant the very first seeds in your mind. And just like in a garden, the seeds you choose at dawn will grow throughout the day. Plant worry, and you harvest tension. Plant presence, and you harvest peace. So let me ask you, what seeds are you planting when you wake up? This video isn't about giving you a list of morning hacks or productivity tips. Instead, we'll go deeper into a wisdom that has been guiding people for thousands of years. We'll uncover how the Buddha himself viewed the start of the day, why it matters more than we think, and how a simple shift each morning can change the entire rhythm of your life. Think about it like this. Most of us start the day by reaching for control, grabbing our phones, rushing through tasks, trying to get ahead. But from letting go? From beginning in stillness rather than in struggle? Here's a story that might help. A friend once told me that every morning felt like entering a battlefield. He would wake up already overwhelmed, bracing himself for everything that could go wrong. But when he began experimenting with mindful mornings, just 10 minutes of silence before anything else, he realized something. The world around him didn't change. The emails were still there, the traffic was still heavy, the problem still waiting. But he changed. His state of mind became his anchor. And with that anchor, no storm could throw him off course. This is the essence of Buddhist teaching. The outer world may be unpredictable, but the inner world is where freedom begins. Each morning, we get to choose which world we will step into: chaos or calm, struggle or surrender. So here's the promise of this video. Together, we'll explore why mornings are the most powerful spiritual doorway of the day. We'll learn how the Buddha used these moments to shape the mind, and how you can weave that same wisdom into your own modern life, no matter how busy you are. And here's where it gets even more profound. Hidden in the Buddha's morning practice is a truth that can shift not just your day, but your entire relationship with life itself. But before I reveal that, I want to leave you with this question. If your morning truly is the doorway, are you rushing through it blindly or stepping through with awareness? 1. Mindful breathing. When was the last time you noticed your own breath? Not just breathing because your body needs it, but really noticing it. Most of us wake up, grab our phone, and instantly get pulled into the noise of the world. Messages, news, work, responsibilities, all before we even take our first conscious breath. And here's the tragedy. By the time we realize it, we've already surrendered the most precious thing we have: the calmness of our own mind. But what if I told you, the very first breath you take in the morning can become your anchor for the entire day? Buddhism calls the breath a bridge that brings us back to the present moment, back to life itself. The Buddha once said, "Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out." Simple words, but in them lies a doorway to peace. Let me share a story. There was a man I met. Let's call him Daniel. Daniel was a hard-working father in his 50s. Every morning, he woke up already exhausted. his mind racing with deadlines and worries. He told me, "It feels like I start running the moment my eyes open." One day, his doctor suggested he try mindful breathing. Daniel laughed at first. "Breathing? How can something I've done my whole life change anything?" But out of desperation, he gave it a try. The next morning, before touching his phone, he sat on the edge of his bed. He closed his eyes and simply breathed in deeply, then slowly breathed out. At first, his mind wandered. He thought about work, about money, about problems waiting for him. But then he came back to the breath, again and again. Inhale, exhale. And something shifted. The panic he usually felt in the morning softened. His chest felt lighter, his mind less noisy. He told me later that one practice didn't erase my problems, but it reminded me that I didn't have to carry them all at once. Isn't that powerful? Just a few mindful breaths transformed his entire morning. And here's the truth. You don't need an hour or even half an hour. Just 3 conscious breaths, taken with awareness, can turn chaos into clarity. So let's pause here, and I'll ask you, if you placed your hand on your chest right now, could you feel the rhythm of your own life? The rise and fall, steady and quiet, reminding you you are alive. In Buddhism, mindful breathing isn't just a relaxation trick. It's a reminder that life is only happening here, now. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow hasn't come. The breath is proof that the present is enough. But why does this matter so much in the morning? Because the way we begin shapes the way we continue. If we start with fear, the day carries that energy. If we start with peace, the day unfolds differently. Think of it like this. Imagine planting seeds at dawn. If you plant seeds of hurry and stress, those are the plants you'll harvest by evening. But if you plant seeds of calm and presence, by the end of the day, your heart feels nourished, not drained. The Buddha taught that each breath is like a gentle bell calling us home. Back to ourselves. Back to the truth that peace isn't found in the outside world. It's already within us, waiting to be remembered. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before the world pulls you into its chaos, try this. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly. Feel the breath filling your body. Exhale gently. Notice the release. Do this 3 times, nothing more. And as you breathe, say silently to yourself, "This is my anchor. This is my peace." Because the moment you claim your breath, you claim your life. And here's the part that will surprise you. Once you master this tiny shift, even the hardest storms of life won't control you anymore. You'll carry a calmness inside that no amount of stress can steal. So let me leave you with this question. If your breath could be the key to freedom, will you use it or ignore it, as though it doesn't matter? 2. Gratitude. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Sarah. She was in her 40s, a single mother, juggling 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. Every morning she woke up already feeling behind. Bills piled up, worries never seemed to stop. She told me once, "I feel like my life is just survival. There's nothing left to be grateful for." Maybe you've felt that way too. When the weight of responsibilities presses down so hard, it feels almost impossible to notice anything good. One morning, after a sleepless night, Sarah decided to try something different. Instead of rushing to her phone or pouring another cup of coffee to push through the exhaustion, she sat quietly. She remembered something she had read. When the mind rests in gratitude, the heart becomes full. So she tried it. She thought of one small thing. Just one. The roof above her head. Yes, it leaked sometimes, but it was still shelter. She breathed. Then she thought of her son, sleeping peacefully in the next room. She breathed again. Then she remembered the simple meal they had shared the night before. Nothing fancy, but warm and nourishing. And in that moment, something shifted. The problems were still there, but her heart softened. For the first time in a long time, she whispered to herself, "Thank you." That single whisper was like a seed, and the more she practiced, the more those seeds grew. Slowly, her mornings no longer began in scarcity, but in fullness. Here's the truth. Gratitude doesn't erase our struggles. It transforms the way we carry them. When we focus only on what's missing, life feels like an endless chase. But when we see even the smallest gift, the meal, a smile, the simple fact that we woke up this morning, life expands. The Buddha once said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. If we didn't receive much, at least we received something. And if we didn't lose everything, we still have something to be grateful for." Do you see the wisdom in that? Gratitude isn't about having a perfect life. It's about recognizing that perfection was never the goal. Presence is. Appreciation is. Think of it this way. When your heart is full of gratitude, even the smallest blessing feels like a treasure. When your heart is empty of gratitude, even the greatest blessing feels invisible. So, let me ask you, what is one thing, just one, that you could be grateful for right now? Is it the device you're watching this on, connecting you to voices and stories across the world? Is it the chair supporting you in this moment? Or maybe it's the breath moving in and out of your body, quietly keeping you alive. When we shift our focus this way, life changes. The mind moves from not enough to more than enough. The heart stops grasping for what it doesn't have and begins to open to what it already holds. Sarah told me something beautiful after a few months of this practice. She said, "I used to wake up thinking, what's missing today? Now I wake up asking, what's already here?" That question alone changed the quality of her life. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's a practice, a discipline of the heart. The more we train it, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger it becomes, the lighter life feels. So tomorrow morning, after you breathe mindfully, I invite you to pause and name 3 simple things you're grateful for. Don't overthink it. It could be sunlight through your window, the smell of coffee, the voice of someone you love. And notice how your heart responds. Because gratitude is not only about what you see, it's about how you choose to see. And here's the most powerful part. When gratitude becomes your lens, the ordinary moments of life stop feeling ordinary. They become sacred. So let me leave you with this. If even the smallest things are gifts, then isn't your life already richer than you realize? 3. Setting intentions. After we've calmed the mind with the breath, after we've opened the heart with gratitude, there is one more step that turns an ordinary morning into something sacred. It's the act of setting an intention. Think of an intention as a compass. Without it, we drift. With it, even when storms come, we know which way to steer. Let me share a story. There was a man named Michael in his early 60s. He had worked hard his whole life, built a successful career, and raised a family. But after retirement, he felt lost. He said, "Every morning I wake up, but I don't know what for. The days blur together. It feels like I'm walking without direction." Maybe you felt that way too. Life keeps moving, but you wonder, where am I actually going? One morning, during a mindfulness retreat, Michael was invited to set a simple daily intention. Not a to-do list. Not a goal to achieve. Just a clear seed for how he wanted to be. That morning, his intention was, "Today, I will listen more than I speak." It sounded simple, but as the day unfolded, he noticed something. When conversations came, instead of jumping in, he remembered his intention. He listened. And in that space, people around him opened up. His wife shared something she had been holding inside for months. A friend revealed a struggle he hadn't spoken about. By nightfall, Michael said, I realized I've been rushing through life hearing words but not really listening. One day of intention changed that. The Buddha once taught, our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Intention is where that shaping begins. Here's the beauty of it. An intention doesn't have to be grand. It could be, today, I will be patient. Or, today, I will speak with kindness. Or even, today I will return to my breath when I feel overwhelmed. When you set an intention, you plant a seed deep in your consciousness. Throughout the day, that seed whispers back to you, guiding your steps. And yes, life will test you. Traffic will test your patience. People will test your kindness. Circumstances will push against your peace. But the intention is your compass. It pulls you back, again and again, reminding you of who you truly want to be. Think of the difference between a boat tossed on the waves without direction and a boat guided by a compass. The waves are the same, but the journey is completely different. So let me ask you, if you were to choose just one intention for tomorrow morning, what would it be? Would it be patience with your children? Compassion for yourself when you make mistakes? Or courage to face something you've been avoiding? The power of this practice lies in its simplicity. One clear intention, carried in your heart, can shift the entire quality of your day. And here's the deeper truth. Intentions align us with our values. They remind us that life isn't just about what we accomplish, but about how we show up, about who we are becoming with every choice we make. The Buddha taught that right intention is part of the Noble Eightfold Path. It is not just a morning ritual, it's the foundation of a meaningful life. So tomorrow, before the rush of the day begins, pause, take a breath. Name your intention. Carry it with you like a quiet lantern in the dark, and notice how it changes the way you walk through the world. Because in the end, your life is not just the sum of what you do. It's the reflection of the intentions you live by. So I'll leave you with this question. If intention is your compass, are you steering your life or simply drifting? 4. Mindful movement. Have you ever noticed how, the moment you wake up, your body feels heavy, stiff, almost like it's still trapped in yesterday? We rush to coffee, to emails, to the next thing on the list. But we forget something so simple, so profound, our body also deserves to wake up with mindfulness. Let me tell you about a woman named Claire. She's a mother of 2, juggling work, family, and endless responsibilities. Every morning, she used to roll out of bed, grab her phone, and immediately feel overwhelmed by the weight of the day. She carried that tension through her shoulders, her back, even into her breath. It felt like life was controlling her, instead of her moving with life. One day, her doctor suggested something unusual. Don't just think about mindfulness, move with it. So the next morning, before checking her phone, Claire stood still. She stretched her arms slowly toward the sky, inhaling deeply. She let her shoulders soften as she exhaled. And for the first time in years, she felt her body say, "Thank you." You see, mindful movement isn't about complicated yoga poses or perfect routines. It can be as simple as taking one slow step or rolling your shoulders with awareness. The Buddha once taught, when walking, simply walk. When standing, simply stand. It's a reminder that every movement, no matter how small, can be an act of awakening. Think about this. When was the last time you felt fully present in your own body? Not rushing, not fidgeting, not thinking ahead. Just alive, here and now. Most of us carry unspoken stress in our muscles, like silent knots of anxiety. Mindful movement loosens those knots, one breath, one stretch at a time. Imagine this tomorrow morning. Instead of jumping straight into the noise of the world, you take a moment. You place your feet on the floor gently, noticing the coolness beneath them. You stand, roll your shoulders back, and take a slow, mindful breath. Maybe you step outside, feel the air against your skin, and let your body sway naturally. This isn't exercise, it's presence. It's reminding your body that it's alive, sacred, and deeply connected to your breath. And here's the beauty of it. When your body and your breath move together, your mind begins to quiet. The chatter softens. The stress releases. And what rises in its place is energy, clean, steady, calm energy to carry you into the day. Claire told me that within a few weeks of this practice, she felt lighter. Not because her problems disappeared, but because she carried them differently. Her mornings shifted from chaotic to intentional. She no longer stumbled into the day. She stepped into it awake, steady, present. So I invite you to try this. Tomorrow morning, before the rush, before the screens, give yourself just 2 minutes. Stretch with awareness. Walk slowly. Breathe as if each inhale was a gift. Feel how even the simplest movement can awaken not just your body, but your spirit. Because the truth is, mindful movement isn't about what you do. It's about how you do it. And when you move with presence, you don't just carry your body through the day. You carry your peace with you, wherever you go. 5. Morning gratitude. This morning, let's talk about something simple. Something the Buddha called one of the greatest medicines for the human heart. Compassion. Now, when you hear that word, maybe you think of kindness toward others. But let me share a story with you. There was a woman named Sarah. She was a mother of 2, always rushing between work, family, and endless tasks. Every morning, her alarm clock felt like a battle cry. Her mind was already running before her feet touched the floor. Emails, deadlines, bills, kids to get ready. And in the middle of all that noise, she often forgot one person, herself. One day, Sarah came across a short teaching of the Buddha. It said, "You yourself, as much as anyone in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." At first, she brushed it off. How could she think of herself when everyone else needed her? But deep down, she knew her heart was running on empty. She was giving, but without refilling. And so, compassion felt like a distant word. Here's the truth. Compassion begins, not out there, but right here. If we can't be gentle with ourselves, how can we truly be gentle with others? If we wake up and the first voice in our mind is criticism, stress, or fear, how can we bring peace into the world around us? Sarah tried something new. Each morning before opening her phone, before rushing to the kitchen, she placed her hand over her heart. She took one deep breath, and she whispered silently, "May I be well. May I be peaceful. May I be kind to myself today." It felt awkward at first, but over time, she noticed her mornings were softer. Her shoulders relaxed. Her voice with her children was gentler. Her emails carried more patience. That simple act, compassion toward herself, became a ripple that touched everyone around her. This is the power of compassion. It's not just about smiling at a stranger or forgiving someone who hurt you. It's about allowing your heart to stay open. Even when life feels heavy, even when people disappoint you, even when your own mind tells you you're not enough. The Buddha taught that compassion is like a lamp. When you light it for others, it doesn't take away your flame. It only spreads more light. Imagine starting your morning not with rush, not with stress, but with this quiet intention. May my heart today be open. May I send love to those I care about. May I send love even to those I struggle with. And may I not forget to send love to myself. How would that change the way you walk through the day? Would traffic still feel unbearable? Would small mistakes feel like the end of the world? Or would you carry a little more space, a little more ease? The world doesn't always need more speed. It doesn't always need more achievement. What it needs, desperately, is more hearts that are tender. Hearts that can pause long enough to see the humanity in another. Hearts that know healing begins with compassion. Sarah's mornings didn't magically become perfect. Her kids still spilled cereal. Her boss still sent urgent emails. But she changed the way she carried it all, because compassion gave her a cushion. It gave her space to breathe, to soften, to love without burning out. And so, I invite you, tomorrow morning, when you wake up, before the noise begins, just pause. Place your hand on your heart. Send a silent blessing to yourself. Then extend it outward like ripples in water. To your loved ones, to your neighbors, to those you've never met, even to those you struggle with. That's how compassion heals. It warms others, but it also heals the one who gives it. And when compassion becomes part of your mornings, every day begins not with pressure, but with love. So let me leave you with this thought. You may not control how the world greets you each morning, but you can choose how your heart greets the world. And if it's with compassion, that choice can change everything. Closing. So here we are at the end of this journey together. 5 simple morning habits. 5 gentle steps. Like climbing a quiet staircase toward peace. It begins with the breath. That first anchor that brings you home, reminding you that no matter how noisy the world gets, there's always a still point within you. Then comes gratitude, that shift of the heart that changes everything. Suddenly, the ordinary becomes sacred. Even a cup of warm tea feels like a gift when you pause long enough to say, thank you. Next, direction. Instead of waking up lost in endless tasks, you begin the day with clarity. You ask yourself, where do I want my energy to flow today? And suddenly, life feels less like a storm you're thrown into and more like a path you are consciously walking. Then comes connection, the reminder that your body, your mind, and your spirit are not separate. Stretching, moving, breathing with awareness, it's like tuning an instrument. And when you are tuned, the music of your day flows more smoothly. And finally, compassion. The softest, yet most powerful force of all. You start by sending love to yourself, then to those you cherish, and slowly, without forcing it, you let that warmth extend to strangers, to those who may never know your name, and yes, even to those who may have hurt you. Because compassion is not about excusing others, it is about freeing yourself. The Buddha once said, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. And isn't that what we all long for? A life where love, not resentment, becomes our compass. When you weave these 5 steps into your mornings, something remarkable begins to happen. Your mornings are no longer rushed. Your days are no longer scattered, and your life begins to feel like your own again. I know it might sound simple, and maybe you're wondering, can 5 habits really change my life? But let me tell you this, change rarely happens in giant leaps. It happens in small, faithful steps. 1 breath at a time, 1 moment of gratitude, 1 conscious choice. And the beauty is, you don't have to wait for tomorrow. You can begin right now. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, whisper one thing you're grateful for, and notice how different you already feel. Because peace doesn't wait. It's not something you chase. It's something you choose. So, as you step into tomorrow morning, remember these 5 little lights. They will guide you not only through the day ahead, but through the years to come. From breath to gratitude to clarity to connection and finally to compassion. And maybe, just maybe, if more of us practice this, our mornings won't just change. Our world will. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen someone you love rushing through life? Always tired, always stressed, never really here? If you have, maybe this is the video they need. Share it with them. Let it be a gentle gift. And if today's message spoke to your heart, stay close, because this is only the beginning of the journey. In the next videos, we'll keep exploring how Buddhist wisdom can help us not only survive life, but truly live it. So take a breath. Carry this peace with you. And until we meet again, may you be safe, may you be well, may you be free.